Hello everyone. Today we'll explore The Old Man and the Sea in simple English. Are you ready? Let's begin. Santiago was an old man. He fished alone in a small boat on the deep blue sea. For 84 days he caught no fish. Other fishermen laughed at him. But Santiago did not give up. His face was thin and old, but his eyes were still bright, like the colour of the sea. An old, weathered fisherman standing alone on a small wooden boat, deep blue ocean, golden sunset light, thin face with bright blue eyes, worn clothes, calm sea, cinematic, warm colours. A young boy named Manolin loved Santiago like a father. The boy used to fish with him, but his parents said Santiago was too unlucky now. Still, the boy visited him every night. He brought him food and talked with him about baseball and the sea. A small, simple wooden hut by the beach at dusk. An old fisherman and a young boy sitting together outside, sharing a bowl of food. Warm lamplight, fishing nets nearby, peaceful mood. That night, Santiago slept and dreamed. He dreamed of Africa, where he sailed as a young man. He saw golden beaches, white mountains, and lions playing on the sand like young cats. He smiled in his sleep. He no longer dreamed of storms or great fish, only of lions. Dreamlike African beach at golden dawn, white mountains in the background, young lions playing on golden sand, soft glowing light, peaceful and majestic, painterly style. Before the sun rose on the 85th day, Santiago pushed his small boat into the dark water. The sea was quiet. Stars still shone above him. He rowed far out, past where other boats went, out into the deep water where the big fish lived. Small wooden rowboat gliding across dark ocean water before sunrise. Stars fading in the sky. Silhouette of an old man rowing, deep and mysterious mood, blue and purple tones. Santiago dropped his fishing lines deep into the blue water. He watched birds flying above the waves, looking for fish too. The sun rose higher. Hours passed. Then, deep below, something touched his line. His heart beat fast. Something huge was down there. Close-up of a fishing line disappearing into deep blue ocean water. Sunlight rays piercing the surface. Seabirds flying above. Old man's weathered hand gripping the line tightly. Tense atmosphere. Suddenly, the line pulled hard. A giant marlin had taken the bait deep in the water. Santiago pulled back with all his strength, but the fish was too strong. Instead of the fish coming to the boat began to move, pulled by the great fish out into the open sea. Dramatic wide shot, small wooden boat being pulled fast across the ocean by an invisible force under the water. Taut fishing line, spray of water, old man leaning back with all his strength, dynamic action. The fish pulled the boat for hours. Santiago's hands began to bleed from holding the rope so tight. He had no food, only a little water and raw fish he cut with his knife. Night came. Stars filled the sky. Still the great fish swam on, deep under the dark water. Night scene on the open sea. Small boat under a sky full of stars. Old man sitting exhausted, holding a taut rope, his hands wrapped in cloth. Calm, dark water reflecting starlight. Lonely and quiet mood. Santiago began to talk to the fish, as if it were his brother. "Fish," he said, "I love and respect you, but I will kill you before this day ends." He felt tired, but proud. He had never felt such a strong, noble creature on his line before. Old man alone at night on his small boat, looking down at the dark water with a respectful expression, faint glowing outline of a huge marlin shape visible beneath the waves, mystical and emotional atmosphere. On the second day, the great marlin jumped out of the water. It was longer than the boat itself, silver and purple, shining in the sunlight. Santiago had never seen such a beautiful fish. His hands hurt badly, but he held on. He would not let go. Spectacular scene. A massive silver-purple marlin leaping fully out of the ocean, water droplets flying, sunlight shining on its scales, small boat and old man in the background looking up in awe. Epic composition. On the third day, the fish grew tired and began to swim in slow circles around the boat. Santiago pulled the rope closer, little by little, until the fish was beside the boat. With his last strength, he lifted his harpoon and struck. The great fish shuddered, then lay still. Close-up dramatic moment. Old fisherman raising a harpoon above his head, huge marlin floating beside the wooden boat, ocean spray, intense golden afternoon light, moment of triumph and exhaustion. Santiago tied the huge fish to the side of his small boat. It was bigger than his boat itself. He felt proud and tired. "I am only tired," he said to himself. He raised his small sail and turned toward home, happy to bring back such a great fish. Small boat sailing toward a distant shore at sunset, an enormous marlin tied along its side in the water. Old man sitting tired but proud at the helm. Warm orange sky. Sense of quiet victory. But blood from the great fish spread into the sea. Far away, a shark smelled it. It swam fast toward the boat. Santiago saw its sharp fin cutting through the water. He picked up his harpoon again, ready to protect his fish. Tense ocean scene. A dark shark fin cutting swiftly through blue water toward a small boat. Trail of blood in the sea. Old man standing with harpoon raised, dramatic lighting, sense of danger approaching. The shark attacked, tearing a piece from the great fish. Santiago struck it with his harpoon and killed it, but he lost his weapon in the sea. More sharks came, drawn by the blood. Night fell. Santiago fought them with a knife tied to an oar, again and again, until his strength was almost gone. Chaotic night battle scene. Several shark fins circling a small boat under moonlight, old man fighting them off with a knife tied to a wooden oar, splashing dark water, dramatic and desperate mood, blue-black colour palette. By morning, the sharks had eaten almost all of the great fish. Only its long white skeleton remained, tied to the boat. Santiago was exhausted. His hands were cut and sore, but he kept sailing quietly toward the lights of the harbour. Small boat sailing into a harbour at dawn. Only a long white fish skeleton tied to its side. Old man slumped tiredly at the helm, soft, misty morning light, melancholy but peaceful mood. Santiago reached the shore late at night. He carried his mast up the hill to his hut, resting many times. He fell asleep at once, deeply tired. In the morning, fishermen gathered around his boat, amazed at the giant skeleton. They had never seen a fish so large. Early morning at a small fishing village harbour. Group of fishermen gathering around a boat with a huge white fish skeleton, whispering in amazement. Soft morning light, sense of wonder and respect. Manolin found Santiago asleep in his hut, his hands cut and torn. The boy cried when he saw him, then quickly brought coffee and food. "You must get well," the boy said. "I will fish with you again. We still have much to learn together." Warm interior of a simple hut. Young boy sitting beside a sleeping old man, tears in his eyes. Morning light through a small window, cup of coffee on a wooden table, tender and emotional atmosphere. That night, Santiago slept again, and once more he dreamed of the beaches of Africa and the young lions playing in the golden sand. He had lost his great fish, but he had not been defeated. A man, he believed, can be destroyed, but never defeated. Peaceful closing scene. Old man sleeping soundly in his hut, dreamy golden light, transparent overlay of lions playing on an African beach above him like a dream. Warm and hopeful final mood. Soft focus. 今天就到这里，你学会了吗？欢迎在评论区留下你的意见。再见。